Unhealed men will bleed on those that did not cut them.
Welcome to High Performing Man Channel. This channel focuses on men's pains, plans, purpose, passions, power, partners, and priorities, leading to holistic growth through God, goals, growth, and gains. We aim to create a space for men to reach their highest potential in all areas of life, emphasizing physical, mental, and spiritual well-being. This will be led by men expert coach, Chinda Chinda. Get ready for an incredible, transformative experience.
We live in a world that masculinity is constantly being misunderstood. We have different definition of what manhood looks like. The society have their own versions. Women have their own versions. Different professions have their own versions of who a man should be. And that has created a lot of confusion. They've watered down what man really is. And different perspective, different opinions is trying to fabricate and bring us into a point where we will fit into whatever they think we are. Some people think that we're just men seeking for dominance. We want control. Some people have called us all sorts of names. But the truth is this: a lot of us are not fulfilled. A lot of the men are not very satisfied. We have this missing link in our lives. We have this gap. And we've been trying to fit into a lot of boxes. We've been trying to fit into a lot of compartmentalization of all sorts. And we've done this thing over and over again. We've tried it 2 years, 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, and we continue to remain in that circle. We want peace. We want respect. We want to belong. We want to be heard, seen. We also want to be loved. We want to be that man that everyone will also see that they bring value to the table. And this thing is costing us our happiness. And sometimes we have tried to fill this void of lack of fulfillment in our lives with drugs, with sex, try to fill them with games. We've tried to fill them with porn. We've tried to fill them with all sorts of things. But at the end of the day, we still have this emptiness inside of us. The challenge we have is most of us have not been shown the way on how to even come out of this kind of rut, this kind of state of being stuck, being in the same place, doing the same thing and expecting a different result. And because we have been labeled all sorts, we find it difficult to be ourselves again. We find it difficult to be vulnerable. We find it difficult to even feel. But the reality is this: we are doing all these things to feel that we're enough. We're doing a lot of things to validate ourselves to people, to society. But there's something very key for every man to understand. We're not just a tree. We didn't just fall from the sky. We were made. And we have specific roles that God wants us to fill. And there are things that we need to become. And this is why when you realize this missing link, when you realize this emptiness in you, the question is, who am I? What am I doing here? And this is why today I will really dive in to just understand what does real manhood looks like. And I'm going to come from different perspective, because my story is this. I came from polygamous home back in Africa, and my dad has 36 kids. I can tell you, we were literally trying to survive. Let's be honest. Okay, because there's so many kids, and it wasn't easy. It was difficult. It was challenging being in an environment there's so many children. My dad was quite a busy guy. He had his own flaws. He had his own positive traits. He has negative traits. And there's a lot of things that I saw growing up as a boy that was good, and there were others that I saw that wasn't good. And it made me realize that I need to do something differently if I want a different result. So I made up my mind that I need to find change. I love what John Maxwell said: change is inevitable, but growth is optional. So many people in that state of maybe not feeling enough, not feeling seen or visible, and they're doing everything to prove themselves by engaging in all sorts. Some of them are vices, some of them are positive adventures. And these men are just in that place that they just feel empty. And I've been there as well. Sounds familiar? But I had to make up my mind on seeking the one that actually have the best definition of who a man is and what a man is supposed to be. Now, many people have different ways to figure this out. But until I encountered God for myself, until I went back to the original source, the one that made me, and that was when my realization of what my destiny, my fulfillment is all about. So this video is to help you realize yourself, and also to help you start thinking a little bit different about what you are, what you're doing, and how you can actually change some of the dynamics in your life. And I'm just going to show you how you can step into that strength that God has given to you, that leadership, that living in purpose, being impactful, value driven, and living your life with legacy that heals, transforms, and changes those coming behind you. I will show you 3 different key secrets that you can use to help you discover who a man really is. What is this thing called manhood? What is it all about? Number 1 is that real men don't perform, they align. Most of us are always trying to prove something. We're trying to be something that we're not. It's not trying to prove something that matters. It's, are you truly aligned to who you are? Because real strength is not proven, it's aligned. Manhood is not rooted in performance, trying to show off, trying to do this or do that by saying, oh, this is what I have, this is my income, this is my muscle build, this is my car, this is my women, this is the number of sex I've had, and all those things, just basing our existence on performance. That's not what manhood is all about. It's not based on performance. It's based on alignment. Have you aligned with the identity of God, of who you really, really are? God did not design you to become culture-centric or society-centric or opinion-centric or perspective-centric. So stop trying to become enough. Stop trying to prove anything to anyone. You need to live from a place of already being chosen. God has called you, but you need to step into that experience. And that's exactly what I did. When I was given the chance to encounter this super intelligent designer, to encounter God for myself, I didn't hesitate. I had to make up my mind to experience him for myself. And wow, when I did that, it changed again. Everything turned around. I had a better understanding of who I am. I have a better understanding of where I'm going. Purpose becomes something I was seeking. And that was where my life began to have this incredible experience. I want to say this, and this is about Christ. The Bible said in Matthew chapter 3, verse 17, it said, "This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased." Do you know that when God said that statement about Jesus, Christ had not performed any single miracle? Just think about that for a minute. Christ pleased God, his Father. So he wasn't trying to prove anything because he knows he had those things already. And that's very important for every man to know. What you seek is already there, but you just have to open up your heart to God and then try to understand what exactly is God calling me to do. What is my life worth? If you think about this, let's say, take some time, all right, and ask yourself, who am I apart from what I do, apart from the activities I engage myself in? Who am I? If you ask that question a lot from people, from books, from praying, from spending time, that question suggests you're seeking for wholeness. You're not just seeking for perfection. You're not just seeking to be someone that is just hustling to become something. You want to be able to live your life as a man from a place of wholeness. You don't need to prove anything to anybody. And I don't know who is making you prove something to them. You've been living your life trying to prove this, prove that, prove this, prove that, prove this, prove that. But you still lack the peace in your heart. You still lack this calmness, this serenity. You are not in complete wholeness with you. But this is another way to think about it. How long are you going to continue doing this or running away from God? And then you realize that you've been wasting a lot of time. So this is why you need to think, who am I apart from what I do? Do I understand my identity? Do I understand why God is calling me? Why I'm always trying to prove something to people? That you're living your life from performance base? That's gonna give you a lot of emptiness, because the moment you get a performance, you build the income, you build the business, you build the career, we get kids, you do this, you do that, and then what else? So you won't have this internal set of joy, peace, and satisfaction. So, man, it's not about performance. You need to align with who you are. Number 2, real men don't dominate, they protect. Well, probably as a man, you've seen on tabloids, you've seen on social media, you've seen on TVs, you've seen on movies, you've seen on all sorts of news outlets, the way sometimes men are being portrayed. It's like we're villain, we're narcissists, we're deadly, we're this, we're that. And unfortunately, some men programming and wiring is in that particular way of thoughts or way of thinking. So whatever they have, they try to dominate that thing. And I love what God said in Genesis chapter 1. He didn't say we should dominate human being or dominate the other gender, or he said we should dominate what is created, dominate the land, dominate tilling the ground, dominate being productive, not dominating another gender. And that's not what men are created for. Masculinity is not about control. It's not about subdue someone. It's not about being the narcissist. It's not about not allowing the other gender to be themselves. It's all about covering. The question is, are you covering or are you controlling? Are you a door to joy, kindness, peace, happiness, or you are a door to dominance? That will not really help. So God created man to tend, to nurture, to keep, to protect, to build, and to lead with love. So are you leading with love, whether you're married, whether you're single, whether in a relationship, or whether you're with your sibling? As a man, what are you developing into? What are you becoming? Or maybe right now you have all this in your life. The reality is that the people around you do not feel this. They don't know this because you're opposite of what you portray outside. It's a dangerous place to be. Ephesians 5:25 says, husband, love your wife as Christ loved the church and gave himself for it. Can you think about this? So that's not from a place of weakness. It's just a place of sacrificial strength, a place of doing things unconditionally, a place of going the extra mile, the place of becoming like God, like Christ. That is the standard. Anything less than that isn't the standard. And this is where you have to begin to think, how do I position myself? What do I do every day? How do I lead my own life? And it's very easy to find out if you're in the right path, because God created us to be leaders. God created us to lead with presence, not with pressure. As a man, if you're leading your home, leading your kids, leading your organization, leading whatever, with pressure, with fear, with autocratic state, and you're not allowing people to be, then your presence is creating tension. Your presence is not going to make people feel comfortable. People will try not to say things. People try not to be themselves just because your presence is creating an uncomfortable place, because you're pressurizing. So how do you actually know if you are being someone that dominates, that control, almost like a subtle narcissism, if that makes sense? Ask your wife, your kids, your team, ask the people around you. Let them tell you who you really are. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. Yeah. Say, for instance, if you walk into the room, does it feel safer or feel threatened or feel pandemonic, or people are running helter skelter because you have showed up? That's a proof of your leadership. That is a proof of what you are, on what you're trying to do with the people around you. So I've talked about the first one, that men, we don't perform. Real men don't perform, they align to themselves. Number two, real men don't dominate, they protect, they cover. Their presence bring joy, peace, happiness, progress, not pressure, not pain, not misery, not headache. Ask those around you, they will tell you. And be honest to receive those answers. Number three, real men don't hide, they heal. Honestly, a lot of men are traumatized. A lot of men they're carrying pain. And you might be carrying pain right now. You know what I'm saying? You're carrying this doubt, this unbelief. You're carrying this unforgiveness. You're carrying fear. You're carrying guilt. You're carrying shame. You're carrying this heavy weight of abandonment from your childhood. You're carrying this confusion from your past relationship. You're carrying this mindset that doesn't allow you to grow. You are in an emotionally unsafe place. And instead of you humbling yourself to realize that you need help, you don't even want to listen. If your spouse say anything to you or people tell you something, you just try to prove tough. Your temper is just out of this world. And that's not a sign of strength. It's a sign that you're not right. You're sick. You need help. Because unhealed men, unhealed fathers, unhealed husbands, unhealed men will bleed on those that did not cut them. I'll say that again. Unhealed men will bleed on those that did not cut them, from the place of yelling, the place of stonewalling, defensiveness, aggressiveness, anger, outburst, creating tension, fear. Because there are signs that you are not healed, because your temper takes over you. You're not able to control your emotion. Your emotional intelligence is so low. And these things are happening all the time. And you're wondering, why is it like this? So you have to do something about this. You know you need healing. This is not about your cars. It's not about your houses. It's not about your bank account, your saving, your investment, your stocks. It's not about your dressing. It's not about your body figure. It's not about this or about that. It's about what you carry inside. Are you healed? Have you taken those loads off you? And because you've not healed from your childhood trauma, because you've not healed from your past, because you've not forgiven, because you've not dealt with these things that have happened to you, to your life, whether known or unknown, whether you are responsible, you're not responsible, whatever you want to conclude about this situation, but you can see that you're not fulfilled, you're not happy, you're not able to say that you have this satisfaction in your heart because of all these things you're carrying. So real men, they feel. Real men, they look for ways to heal. Real men look for ways to change and to transform their lives. I mean, if you think about it, Jesus cried. David cried. Joseph forgave his accusers and abusers. I don't know why I'm dwelling a bit on this forgiveness thing. And I like to talk about Jesus. I mean, when he was on the cross, we're told that after all they've done to him, I mean, he was not suffering because he did something wrong. He did it. But because there's a greater good, there's a greater agenda for him going through those unbelievable suffering and pain from his persecutors and accusers, from these people that think they know better than him. Why they were doing all that to him? There's something he said, even while he was about to die on the cross. So forgive them, for they don't know what they are doing. Now, everyone has some level of ignorance, some level of misunderstanding, because everybody is different. Everybody's thinking differently. People have different opinions, understanding their backgrounds, their experiences in life. A lot of these things, trauma, these things, they shape them. Some people are programmed for all sorts of things, positively, negatively. But in one way or the other, we are wired in a way that we could do something wrong, not even realizing we're doing something wrong for someone else. So Christ came to that point whereby he said, forgive them, for they don't know what they are doing. I don't know what your wife has done. I don't know what your son, your daughter have done. I don't know what your father, your mother has done to you. I don't know what your friends have done to you. I don't know whether it's a betrayal, took something from you, character defamation, assassination, they robbed you, or they hit you, or they abused you. Whatever it is, they mock you, they embarrass you. Just the list goes on, just to name a few. Honestly, I just want you to know, all these people, whether they did it intentionally or unintentionally, whichever format they take, forgiveness empowers you. Forgiveness heals you, delivers you, and gives you the ability to start your life. Because as long as you're holding these grudges, this resentment towards this person, towards this individual, you will not be free. You won't. Every time you think about this person, that this anger, that this hatred, that this thing that happens within you, nobody might see it. The spouse might not know about it. The kids might not know about it. But you know, while you're in your car, you know when you think about it, when you see this person somewhere, you just feel like killing them. You're trapped in the prison of unforgiveness. You gotta let go. You gotta heal. Okay? So this is very, very important. And you gotta do it yourself. Find a way to settle with people. And if you don't want to settle, you gotta settle in your heart. You gotta forgive them. But this is really important. I always say to people, find a way to heal from what want to harm you. If you don't heal from them, they will keep harming you. Harming your mental state, harming your finances, harming your energy, harming your strength. All these things will just make you incapable of living a life that is fulfilling. But you need to understand something. The world doesn't need more fake alpha male or alpha energy. It doesn't need sons who are just mere sons, or men that are going to grow up and become fathers. It needs husbands that can lead with love, with unconditional state, with sacrifice. It needs leaders that are willing to serve, not to just take or do things to people because they're expecting something in return. If this spoke to you, the question is, what are you going to do about this? Are you just going to continue doing this, or continue living like this, or having this facade, or putting this mask on? Why can't you just be truthful to yourself and make up your mind that you can't continue being like this? You've tried to figure out so many things all by yourself. You've done so many things, but you still feel this emptiness. You're still empty. And I want you to know that not everybody's empty now, because a lot of people have figured out a way not to be empty by seeking God and understanding that He cares and He really, really wants you as well in your life. I will close by saying this. This channel is all about men. We want to talk about our ups, our downs, our pain, our challenges, our difficulties, share my experiences, bring other coaches and experts experiences. We're going to do this together. You're not alone. We're living in the same world, but our perspective, our energy, our understanding, our relationship, God and all that might be different. But we want to make sure that we serve you and we support you in this journey. Hence, click on the subscribe button and put your notification bell on. You don't want to miss any of the videos we're sharing here, because it might just impact you. And I also want to hear from you. Tell me what you think about this video. Are there some things that you can share with us on the comment box? Are there things that maybe you have done to discover yourself, or are there links or opportunities that maybe somebody just watching this or looking at this might just learn from your comment? So let's engage on the comment box and see how we can continue to provide even more aspect of who a man really is. Or you can even share with me, what's your understanding of manhood? Okay, there are some things that you can add to what I've said today that can just benefit somebody or benefit me as well, because we're doing this together. And I want to hear from you on the comment box. And I'll do everything I can to reply and to share with you as well. I also want you to share this video. You don't know who this might just help. And also it will help us to continue to create more content and to continue to, reach out to more people and help them to be the best version of themselves. Don't forget, you were created to carry God, not to carry the weight that I've shared before. Carry God. Don't carry these things that's weighing you down. And I can tell you, God did not make you to crush you, but He made you so that you can become a blessing to many people in this world by understanding who you are, by not just dominating people, but covering and protecting, and at the same time, healing from whatever is holding you back and letting go so that you don't just chase masculinity as the world defines it or as society defines it, but the way your maker defines it. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe, share this video, and comment, and we'll continue to do things together. Thank you.